Economics Unbound. For more on that, we're joined by Economics Unbound anchor Thandeka Gqubule Mbeki. A very good evening to you, Thandeka. What are you and Nana going to be discussing this evening?
You see, we'll be playing sparring partners, intellectual sparring partners, because we're going to be discussing this old debate, as old as perhaps Madiba himself. It is the debate between nationalization and privatization. And it's very timely to be debating it now during the meltdown at SAA. And we're going to be coming up against the idea that there's a binary argument, because there are many types of variations of privatization and semi-privatization in between. So we're going to spice it up and discuss those various permutations.
And are you going to be looking at international best practice? Let's start with SAA, for instance, because I remember seeing commentary by somebody saying if a country like, I think it was Switzerland or Sweden, couldn't themselves maintain an airline, why would South Africa think that it would be able to do that?
Well, you can. There are a number of reasons why South Africa could decide to subsidize and to salvage and to save its own SOEs. Now let's look at another example of international best practice in the management and turnaround of SOEs, and that's China. Now China's SOEs a few years ago, perhaps 15 years ago, were a drag on the fiscus. They were notoriously inefficient. They were large and lumbering, and they had a problem with Communist Party cadre deployment. And in came a new administration, and that was all cleaned up. They saw many listings on public bourses and stock exchanges in order to make these formerly entirely publicly owned companies, to make them more commercial, to make them be able to swim and be efficient again. And so there are many strategies in between privatization and nationalization that can be explored innovatively if our policy makers have an appetite.
And that discussion takes place later this evening with Economics Unbound anchor Thandeka Gqubule Mbeki. Be sure to tune in.